Hey, what's up you guys? It's your boy X-Manny87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends review video. And today we got the Thanos Armored Build-A-Figure from the Avengers Endgame wave. So, he just needs 6 figures to complete. You don't need to get Captain America. So that's a cool thing if you don't want that Cap, you know, because they oversaturate Cap all the time. But before we get into everything, if you can leave a like rating on the video, as it'll show your support for this channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. That would be total awesomeness. And let's get into it. How do you like my BAF art, by the way? I am challenging Shartimus Prime throughout the year, so stay tuned on my Instagram stories for vote polls where you can vote who had the better BAF art, me or Shartimus. So what'd you think? It's pretty cool, right? Alright, so let's get this guy all built up. So want to start right here. This is the torso, so we'll take the left. I always pop in the legs first, easy for me to begin with. So let's just take the left leg here and pop that in. Take the right leg here and pop this in. Had a nice pop to it. Put the right arm in here. Nice pop. And then the gauntlet hand right there. And we're gonna put the head on here. So let's just back this up. And oh, nice pop. Awesome. And then finally his accessory, this double-bladed weapon. And alrighty, so here we got Thanos all built in his armored glory. Let me just adjust here. So yeah, here we have Thanos, armored Thanos, and this guy is freaking huge. I have some gripes with this figure, I'm not gonna lie. It's aesthetically, man, it looks awesome. I'm not gonna lie, like, it looks awesome. When you see it from here, oh, he looks freaking badass. But unfortunately, he suffers some articulation bummers, so I'll get into that, but let's take a look at the sculpt. Well, let's take a look at his accessory first. So this is his new double-bladed weapon. And this is pretty sick looking. Not gonna lie. This looks cool. Don't know why he would need this since he has the gauntlet. He has other powers that they don't display, like his those cosmic beams he shoots out of his eyes and the blasters out of his hands. So I just hate that they kind of limit his power to just the gauntlet, at least in the MCU. But let me just move this back a bit so I can get him in scale. This guy's pretty big. He's really big. So first off, let's just take a look at the sculpt here. And it is really, really nice. It is a nice sculpt, a design. So he's got this gold armor and this bronze pewter-like color, which I don't think is movie accurate. So if this Build-A-Figure was in the works in concept art for Infinity War, I can understand why the color was mixed, because in Infinity War, he doesn't have this bronze, it's blue, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I even saw the Hot Toys figure and it was blue, so yeah. If he's wearing this armor in Endgame, it's gotta be blue. And I wish it was blue, right? Because that's That's his like primary color in the comics. Why would they not, you know, give him his primary color? So the skin tone looks good. He's nice and purple. I like his head sculpt. I love that yelling, or not yelling, but that grin. Looks really nice. Let me just adjust the lights here. Take a closer look. So yeah, man, that face sculpt is mean looking. So that is really nice. Let's take a closer look so that you guys see. My light's acting up a little bit. So yeah, man, it's all around. This is really nice. Love the chin sculpt, the helmet. He's, again, look-wise, he looks awesome. Look-wise, for me, he's like probably like a 9 out of 10. You know what? I'll go 8 out of 10, just because this should be blue. But still, I mean, despite that, I mean, I could go higher. It's all around. It's a really nice sculpt. Really, really nice sculpt. It looks great. The bummer is when it gets to the articulation, which I'll cover in just a few. But just still admiring this sculpt. It's awesome. It's got that infinity gauntlet there. As you see, he has all colors filled up. So, very nice. Like that a lot. The gauntlet is really, really nice. Definitely different from the first 10 years Thanos gauntlet. So, a little bit different from the first 10 years Thanos gauntlet. As you can see, the first 10 years, this one is a brighter color. So, I feel like this one's more movie accurate. Gotta watch it again. I could be wrong. But I don't know. I like the way this one looks. It's really cool. And by the way, just to back out here, you can, if you're wondering, you can do some swapping. So, with his head, you can take this off. And if you want to put him, you know, helmetless, I guess, you could just pop this head. And boom. See, now that looks cool. I like that a lot. That looks really cool. So cool. And then with this head, if you want, you know, for giggles, I guess, you can put the armored helmet on this one right here. Gym workout bro Thanos. So, yeah, this doesn't look bad on Wife Beater Thanos. It looks good. It looks good. Really good. That is cool. And then you can pop this hand off. So if you want, you can have this Thanos with crap, and there goes my light. So you can have this Thanos posed with a open hand. So again, so that looks cool. That looks really cool. Really nice. And another swap out you have here is just his normal stoic head, which is also from the 3-pack of the one that came with Doctor Strange and Iron Man. So that is cool, really cool, really, really cool. So I like that you can have some swappable, you know, you got some swappable options. But let's put everything back to normal, and we'll go over the articulation, because I definitely want to cover that. So give me a second here. And alrighty, so to cover articulation with Thanos, his head moves up that far, which is really cool, and it moves down good amount, you know. He's got some pivot on his head, moves left and right. His arms move all the way up, so they go up that high. I think the other one goes higher. Whoops, sorry guys. I think the other one goes higher if I remember. Or probably the same. Yeah, probably, yeah, the same. That's not bad, because this part of the arm has this part of the arm has all this new sculpt, so I really thought it would be hindered a lot more with this big piece popping out of his shoulder, but not that bad, not bad at all. His arms move all around. He has no bicep swivel, so that's one thing to point out that this one did. So as you can see, this has a bicep swivel, this one doesn't, but it still has an elbow swivel. So that's your workaround. Single jointed elbow, so you're not gonna get that much as far as range of movement. And you got the wrist hinge and wrist swivel. On this side, the wrist hinges, he's got that side to side movement, so it goes that way. When you put his blade here, that's really why they went with that hinge part to, yeah, to make him hold it better, do more fighting poses with that. Now, there's an ab crunch, right? So he's got really good ab crunch. That's really good ab crunch. Forward and back, but unfortunately, there's no waist swivel. It looks like there is, especially when you would think there's a waist cut like underneath here, but there isn't. This part is like heavily like glued in. Trying to get some light here. Yeah, it's just glued in there. So they didn't bother making a waist swivel, so that is a bummer. I think they should have went with a torso cut, so that way he had some torso rotation, especially if you have a double-bladed weapon, man. Come on, you need to turn side to side. That's like, you know, they should have thought about that when they were in process of making that. Like, that's the core of the diaphragm to move a weapon like this, you know? So, anyway, continuing on. Legs move out that far. They move up that high. He's got leg rotation, so great range of movement there. But that's not going to matter in a few, because I'll tell you when I get there. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and oh, wait. Heel to the, wait, nope. Ant-Man to the butt. So, he does have heel to the butt. That does make me happy. And then the wrist, ankle moves up, down, and unfortunately there is no ankle pivot. None at all. It moves side to side, but there is no ankle pivot, which is a real bummer because it looks like there was enough room to sculpt an ankle pivot. So yeah, things like this. This is why that range of movement, or that rotation on this leg doesn't matter, because if I'm posing him, if I'm trying to get him to swing his blade, you know, just to make a mock-up pose here, I can't plant this foot down whatsoever. I can't plant it down. So that's a bummer. So, and I can't move him side to side. So his posing is like really limited. Best you're gonna get is like vanilla poses, and that's basically what I had to do when I'm taking pics with this guy. It just frustrated me trying to put him into action poses just because I felt so limited. Again, he looks great in my opinion, aesthetically pleasing to the eye, but unfortunately the articulation isn't there. And for me, I will say that the first Build-A-Figure Thanos is the better Thanos in my opinion. He definitely had way more articulation, you know, because they gave him a waist swivel on top of the ab crunch, you know. He had the bicep swivel, he had the ankle pivot, you know, that sort of thing really matters. And just to compare the two here, so this is a size comparison to give you an idea of how they stack up. So they kept that very consistent, so that's cool. They kept that very consistent. This is how he should look. This is taller because of the helmet. And then let's do this again and break out the Black Order. So you see Cole Obsidian, Ebony Maw, Proxima Midnight over here, and then Corvus Glaive. So again, either Thanos, these guys look awesome together. And I wonder if there was ever concept art of Supergiant. I would love that done. Hopefully they'll get to a comic Black Order one day. Alright guys, so that was my review. You know, if you're an MCU collector, I definitely, you know, if you're a completist like me and you need the, you know, the MCU is one of your primary thematic collections, definitely get this guy. But, you know, if you're on the fence, if you want to spend the money on the wave to get this guy, or spend $75 on the 3-pack or whatever it's going for, I say go with the 3-pack if you had to choose one. That's just me. I think you'll be much happier with the articulation on this guy. But again, that's just my opinion, you know. So leave a like if you like the video, comment, we'll chat about it. You know, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, be sure to follow me there. Link in the description down below. And one final thank you to my buddy Doug. His Instagram is @thatbatmetal, so you can follow him. I always get my Marvel Legends, most of my Marvel Legends from him. He is the man. So, link in the description below. Thank you so much, Doug, for hooking me up with this wave. Overall, I had a fun wave. Despite my gripes with this Thanos, I still love how he looks on my collection. He's amazing, and I'm a big Thanos fanboy, so I need to have him. Alright, so share and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you on the next review. Peace, peace.